Action between RFA and Henniger. RFA is the only undefeated team in league play at 2-0-1, and Henniger at 2-1 looks to move past RFA into first place in league play tonight. RFA Football on WTUV is brought to you by Treela's Insurance Center, personalized and experienced service, West Dominic Street in Rome. By Sid Stockholm Ford, high quality of satisfaction service, Upper Black River Boulevard. By Kosher Brothers, your full-service station, auto parts store, and oil deliveries, Upper Black River Boulevard at Ridge Mills. By Jack's Cleaners, with 30 years of experience in dry cleaning, 2 locations, Black River Boulevard and 403 West Dominic Street. By the Rome Country Club, with complete Nautilus facilities, 18-hole golf and racquetball, Route 69 West in Rome. And by the Video Works. Ask for crazy video and the best deal on video rentals, 309 North James Street in Rome. I'm Danny Klinkscale, and joining me for the color commentary again is Doug Meese. And Doug, RFA blasted a young Henniger team last year that came into the game with only 6 players with varsity experience, but obviously playing all those underclassmen has paid off for Henniger, and they look a lot tougher this year.
Well, not only are they bigger, but they seem to be a little bit of a quicker team out here, so it should be a good matchup tonight.
And, of course, this Henniger team really likes to grind it out. They've only thrown, or their starting quarterback has only thrown 15 passes in the season thus far, so they look to the ground game. RFA will be able to key on that.
Well, I think Henniger has those 2 big offensive linemen. If they're going to just continue to try to move the RFA defense off the line of scrimmage, play ball control type offense, just take time off the clock and grind out as many yards as they can.
RFA played better, played with more emotion on offense, it seemed, last week, and put 3 touchdowns on the board. It was the first time in a game this year that the 2 sides did not score the same amount of touchdowns. What do you look for offensively from RFA tonight, as once again they'll have to go with a backup player at tailback?
Well, you have a cool night also, Danny, and that could come into play as far as the passing game goes, but I look for them to try to establish the ground game and continue to throw the ball when the situation is there. I don't think they want to throw the ball. If they can get away with running the football, keeping control of the offense, and keep the offensive team on the field, that's what they're going to try to do.
Marvin Nelson will not be able to play again when he's played, and when he's played the whole game, he's gone over 100 yards, but the line has done a good job, and whatever back has been in there has been able to gain yardage. Eric Gray last week with over 150 yards, and he'll be starting tonight.
Well, he had the 82-yard touchdown run last week, and obviously he's got that breakaway speed, so I don't think they're really hurting without Marvin Nelson in the backfield. As long as the line performs, as you said, the backs are going to find the hole.
And we'll be back to further preview tonight's game right after this timeout. Remember that RFA Football is also brought to you on WTUV by the Schuss Ski Shop, owned by experienced skiers. Ask about cross-country and downhill ski packages on Elmer Hill Road in Rome. By Knutson's Auto and John Deere Dealership, your Detroit connection. Buy for less at Erie Boulevard West. By Engelbert's Jewelers, downtown Rome, and the Hartford Shopping Center. Also, RFA Football brought to you by the Quality Inn of Rome, with live entertainment in the Gazebo Lounge and the Shalimar Restaurant, located at Erie Boulevard and James Street. And by the Small World Boutique, with ladies' clothes sizes 3 to 11, 208 North Madison Street in Rome. And Doug, RFA has had a thriller every single game. I think one thing that Coach Tom Hoke might go for tonight is a game where perhaps they can get a little bit of a working margin.
Well, I think it would be nice to play with a lead, that's for sure, for the RFA team. And it'll be interesting to see if they come out and try to really open the game up, maybe get on the board first series of downs, or if they're going to go right ahead and try to control the football.
Henniger does run the ball a lot, but there's one thing they have featured in past years a lot to keep the defenses honest, and that's the halfback option pass. That's something maybe we can look for tonight.
Well, I think with that halfback option play, they have those quick receivers, and that's the key. To let somebody get downfield, get behind the defensive back, and it doesn't matter who's going to throw the ball at that point. Just get it to them, and that's why they use that play.
Well, we'll find out what happens in this battle of 2 of the top teams in Class AA play as we come back for the opening kickoff right after this timeout. In the center of the field to determine who will be receiving the football first here in this ball game. Very cold night, but really a good night for the players. Maybe the fans have to bundle up, Doug. Absolutely not a breath of wind, and I don't think it's going to be cold enough to really affect the play, but cool enough so that it should be good for conditioning.
Well, I think that's it. I think it'll be an evening where the receivers are going to have to get warmed up a little bit, perhaps keep their hands in their pants to keep them warm, but other than that, it's going to be an ideal night for football if you're a player.
Certainly should be. You won't hear us use the phrase Black Knights too much tonight because both teams are the Black Knights, so it'd be just plain confusing to say it. Kind of odd to have two teams in the same league with the same nickname, so maybe after a few years, and if RFA keeps beating the other Black Knights, maybe they'll drop the nickname and get a new one. RFA has won 8 out of the 9 games between these two teams, including last year's 34-0 blasting of Henniger, and that was a very young team. You see a lot of juniors still starting on this team. They were sophomores last year. This team will continue to be a young team through this season, and we'll have a lot of people coming back, so it seems to be a program that's on the rise a little bit.
Well, I think the thing that's impressive is the size of some of the players on the Henniger lineup. They are obviously going to match up very well to Rome Free Academy.
So we will get set for the kickoff here. RFA at the top of the heap in Class AA standings with their 2-0-1 record. It hasn't been easy, however. All the games have gone right down to the wire. They're 2-1-1 overall. Henniger is 3-1-0 overall, but 2-1-0 in league play. Henniger dropping their only game of the season to Liverpool in a close one, 19-12. They've also beaten Auburn and Utica in league play and beat Elmira out of the league, and it will be Henniger getting their hands on the football first as Dwayne Bennett will get set to kick off. Bennett, who missed a couple extra points, but for the most part has been pretty effective. And last week, one thing we noticed in the football game was a lot of squib kicking. We'll see, and it wasn't any too effective either, so we'll see what the two teams try to do on their kickoffs this time around. Henniger has 2 deep receivers back. Number 22, Andy Joyce, is joined by number 42, James Temple, as Bennett gets set to kick it off as we get set for football on a crisp fall evening here at RFA Stadium. And the whistle goes, and Bennett just about set to boot the football away in this Class AA matchup before the usual good crowd here at RFA Stadium. Bennett approaches the football, and we are underway. It's a pretty good kick coming down to Joyce. Joyce at the 25-yard line, out to the 30. He's got some room, 35, 40, and out across the 40-yard line, and good field position for Henniger right off the bat, and that's important for a team like Henniger that likes to grind it out.
Well, that's it. You don't want to get yourself into a hole right off the bat in the first possession. Henniger has great field position to start the game.
There you see the Henniger offensive line. There is some good size there. Scott Irons is 270 pounds, and Matt Ruggiera is 245. Jimmy Connor is also a good-sized player as well. So they have some size as they work out of the I formation. Danny Burnham, the senior quarterback. And he gives up to the fullback straight up the middle. It's Jim Davis just picking his way for a couple as Bob Griffin in on the tackle, the third leading tackler on the RFA team with 31 hits this year.
For both teams, it probably wasn't too tough to practice during the week because both offenses like to run out of the I formation. They're going to see pretty much a mirror of each team's offense when you see it out there.
It was a pickup of 3 to the 44-yard line. It's 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Down the line on the option, and Burnham will pick his way for just a couple as Burnham has been a very effective rusher this year at over 5 yards a carry when he's decided to tote it. Not too often, 33 carries for 175 yards. They'll be facing what ordinarily might be a passing situation here at 3rd down and 6, but as we mentioned before, Burnham has only put the ball up 15 times, 6 completions, good for 162 yards, so when he has completed it, it's been over 23 yards per reception. The 3rd down call now with split backs, and the give goes left side to Joyce. Joyce trying to sweep the left side. He's got the first down and more. He's breaking it inside RFA territory on the roll as actually that's Manuel McCoy, the starting tailback. And McCoy with a good chunk of yardage as he rolls all the way down to the RFA 36-yard line.
John Inler making the tackle there from the safety position for the Rome defense. Good misdirection play that time by the Henniger offense.
In the backfield, it's Davis joined by Manuel McCoy. Split backs this time for Danny Burnham. Gibbs goes to Davis. Davis bulling his way straight ahead. He will pick up 3 or 4 yards. Some good work in the interior of the line by the center, Mark Button. That one will be a good first down pickup of 4. And right off the bat, Henniger is showing that they want to bounce back from last year's big defeat at the hands of the Black Knights. of RFA. Early moments of the first quarter now as Burnham's under center. Gives to Davis again, and this time he slammed down the center of the defense, rising up as Billy Mays was there to make initial contact. The defensive back of the week last week for RFA.
Jimmy Davis for Henniger, only a sophomore at 5'11", 195 pounds. He got to the hole that time and was hesitant. Couldn't decide whether he wanted to get to the outside or just plow forward. That little hesitation cost him some yardage. Good play by the defensive unit there for Rome.
On 3rd and 6 last time Henniger ran the football. Let's see what they do on 3rd down and 5. Burnham over a 5-man front for RFA. Going to try a quarterback keeper straight up the middle. He's got the first down, I do believe, inside the 30 as they surprise the interior of the RFA defense, and they'll move the sticks. Another first down for Henniger, their 3rd.
Real good-looking offensive set there as they actually pull the guard like it was going to be a sweep to the outside. The quarterback just kept the ball plowed straight ahead.
There you see a shot of the RFA sideline as they're trying to root on a defense that's taking an early shot to the ribs here. From the 25, the give goes to McCoy. McCoy trying the left side. A flag goes down as McCoy is dumped along the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Walter Hunt, the nose guard, and we have the penalty flag down as well.
Walter Hunt doing a good job to get into the backfield of Henniger.
We got holding against the offense, number 65.
So it'll be holding on the offense as Carl Rystrom is called. Boy, they're going pro football here. They're going to announce the numbers of the poor offensive linemen who are getting nabbed here.
You usually don't see that in high school football. The numbers are not usually given. I'm sure the referee's just not used to wearing the mic here.
So the big call will go against Henniger, and that's especially problematical for a team that doesn't throw the football very often.
Brings the ball back to the 34, 1st and 20.
So it'll be 1st down and 20. They'll work from the I formation this time. Rolling to his right now is Burnham. Burnham on the bootleg is knocked down. Good solo tackle. Another flag flies right at the feet of David Birch. He's looking around as that flag came very late. And another holding call.
Good defensive play, though, by RFA, even without that penalty. Be interesting if they do take this penalty. They probably will want to march them back deeper and deeper. Joe Rosado coming up from the defensive back to make the stop. The quarterback making a good read on his options on the rollout. Burnham elected to cut the ball up.
So it's 1st down again. That's the good news for Henniger, but it's 30 yards to go. That's the bad news as they are moving backwards with consecutive holding penalties. There'll be a 1st down and 30 yards to go. They have to get all the way down inside the 20-yard line of RFA. Still discussing things here. I don't know what the delay is. Last year it was a couple of Jerry Klasinski touchdown passes to Peter Mastracco that keyed RFA. They're going to try the reverse here. No, they'll fake the reverse, and Joyce sweeps the left side, and he's knocked down as he doesn't pick up much of anything. That's James Temple, not Joyce. Joyce 22, Temple 42. As that didn't fool anyone. I don't know if he had the option of pitching that one on the reverse, but if he did, he should have taken it.
Well, Bob Griffin did a good job getting outside from his linebacker position to chase down the running back. Griffin 2nd in tackles defensively for Rome, 31 through the season.
2nd down and 33 now. Coming wide to the right, Sean Burke, the wide receiver. Left side, Donovan. Burnham, quick pitch this time. Gives it on the left side, and once again, Temple is going nowhere. Nice play made by Griffin defensively. And yet another loss. Well, maybe he picked up a foot or so, but 3rd down and a country mile.
Good defensive job that time by Griffin. Also Mike Healy from the defensive end position coming up, and also the defensive back coming up quickly. Rosado coming up to get into the play.
So a 3rd down call upcoming. Henniger has yet to throw the football. That is their style. Out of the I formation. Here's the pitch play. Now they're going to go with the pass down the middle. Temple fires across, and it's tipped and intercepted. Intercepted by the Black Knights. It's Imler. Imler getting near midfield. Imler is into Henniger territory as the deflected pass is picked off.
We talked about the halfback pass in the pregame show. The ball was on target, but it was deflected into the hands of Imler as Donovan, the intended receiver, coming across the field for Henniger, just went up with his hands. The pass deflected off his hands right into the hands of Imler. Imler making no mistake with the ball. He got to the sidelines in front of the Rome Free Academy bench and picked up good yardage.
So from the 41, the first big turnover of the game comes. That was a pretty good throw by Temple, but the deflected ball was intercepted. Here's the give to Gray. Eric Gray cutting it back. Gray with good slashing moves has a first down for RFA inside the 30-yard line.
Here's a replay of the interception by John Imler, the halfback pass. Donovan coming across the field. He was open on the play. All kinds of black jerseys around him, though, and Imler comes away with the interception, the first turnover of the game.
Excellent return by Imler as well, as you could see, and the first down carry went right to the throat of Henniger as Gray, who picked up over 150 yards last week, picks up where he left off. First down give to Billy Mays. Mays leaping a tackler, and he rumbles close to another first down.
That time Thomas faked the pitch to Gray and handed the ball off to the fullback on the dive, going straight ahead.
Billy Mays has not had the opportunity to carry the football that much, mostly used in a blocking role for the very successful tailbacks that RFA has had this year. Diudo in a slot this time as they work out of the I formation. The quarterback, Thomas, on the call. Thomas gives it up the middle, and once again it's Don Diudo as Diudo gets the first down and a little bit more down to the 16-yard line as RFA spreads it around.
That time Diudo on the wingback trap. They pull the tackle on the left side and bring him down the line of scrimmage. And he kicks out the middle guard on Henniger's defensive unit, and Diudo finds good yardage.
From the 16, first down and 10. Here's the pitch. Pitch to Gray. Flag flies as Gray cuts it across the line of scrimmage, picks up a couple of yards, but what plagued Henniger on their drive and really ended up setting up the interception may come back to bite RFA here as the penalty is called illegal motion. Not a major penalty, but certainly a setback for RFA.
All kinds of movement in the line of scrimmage that time as RFA came up in the first down and 10 situation.
Referee will give us the delineation of the penalty here. So the first down and 15 play now will come up for RFA. Both teams with good offensive momentum early in their drives. Let's see if RFA is stalled much as Henniger was on their drive. Their penalty just a 5-yarder, though, for RFA. First and 15. Thomas, the quarterback. Delay to Gray. Gray tripped up in the backfield, and he'll be knocked down for a loss as Matt Ruggiera, the 245-pound junior, got his hands around the ankles, and RFA now will be faced with a long yardage second down situation.
Mike Thomas, the junior quarterback for Rome, never really showing pass on that play. It's a play that you try to suck the defense in like it's a pass play, try to get an all-out rush out of the defensive people, show pass as much as possible at the last second, just hand the ball off to the tailback. Well, there was no rush really at all, as Thomas never really showed pass.
Thomas will show pass this time as he drops back, fires it down the right side, complete. Tremlett has it outside the 10-yard line, knocked out of bounds. Not close to a first down, but it will help things out heading into the third down situation as Tremlett catches another ball. He's been a good receiver on long yardage situations. The square out has worked very well for Tremlett this year.
A good timing there between quarterback and receiver. Thomas going back, and a short drop set up and hit Jason Tremlett as he went down and out to the sideline.
It'll set up a third down and 7. The ball lying at the 13-yard line. Thomas under center. Thomas back to throw. He's running out of time, and he's running out of the pocket, and he's not going to get to the first down marker as we have a fumble on the play, and Henniger has the football. That ball stripped away from behind as Each team drives deep into the opponent's territory and then coughs up the football. And really the key in both cases, Doug, was the penalty that caused the yardage situations.
Well, both teams had momentum offensively, ran into penalty problems, and that stopped their momentum. But that time, I think Mike Thomas thought he had a big seam in the pass rush. He was going to be able to step up and take off, but it closed quickly, and he was carrying the ball with one hand. Looked like it got stripped from behind, and Henniger picked up their first turnover.
So Henniger's second possession will start from their own 13-yard line out of the I formation. Give goes on the left side to McCoy. McCoy bumping off a few tackles. He's still on his feet. If he stayed in bounds as he rumbles forward for a good yardage, and looks like he did stay in.
We have a flag in the play also, Dan, so we'll wait and see what that is. Looked like he was going to be hemmed in on the far side. McCoy able to find some room, holding.
Boy, the Henniger coaches are going to be ready to shoot themselves or shoot somebody, because that's 3 holding penalties already, and they've been moving the football. Maybe that's why they're moving the football.
Well, yeah, you have to wonder really what's going on. If somebody's grabbing a jersey or if somebody just has their hands out, perhaps it's just a technique thing.
Very unusual to see this many holding penalties. Bang, bang. So you see the ball trotted in.
Early against the offense, number 36. First down.
So for the third time, Henniger flagged for holding. This one won't hurt quite as much because it's a half the distance to the goal line penalty. First down and 16. Quarterback Danny Burnham now on the delay to McCoy, and McCoy is dropped by the left side of the RFA defense. And off the bottom of the pile, Billy Mays once again. He had 17 tackles last week against West Genesee.
Looking at the Rome Free Academy bench, head coach Tom Hope talking to his offensive group.
RFA defense in the position now to give that offense some good field position if they can hold here. 3:42 to go here in the first period from RFA Stadium. Cold night. You can see the breath of the players as on our close-ups, and certainly is going to be down around 30 by the time the game's over. Here's the second down carry by Jim Davis, and a pretty good hole there, but he's tripped up and lurches ahead for a few.
Walter Hunt from the nose tackle position able to get a hand up and trip up the ball carrier.
Jim Davis, 5'11", 195, just a sophomore. He has not carried the ball very much, but he's been effective when he has. 28 carries, 178 yards, an average of over 6 per carry. You see Mike Thomas trying to keep warm on the sidelines. Be a third down and 10 yards to go. Actually more like 8 from the 13-yard line, and delay of game perhaps.
Perhaps somebody moving into the neutral zone. The flag coming from.
You got a false start on the offense.
Well, Henniger was an inexperienced team last year. Really, they still play a lot of juniors, but they are looking very inexperienced here. That's 4 penalties now on them, and that's going to make this one even tougher. About 13 yards to go instead of 8. This is not a throwing team. The penalty flags flying like some expected snow later on here. So we've had 5 calls already. McCoy is being redirected around the backfield now by Burnham. And let's see what's going on now as the referee blows the whistle.
We're going to have a little conversation now between the officials.
And they're going to re-huddle here. Okay, the clock restarted. Here comes Henniger again. Instant replay.
I'm not sure what really was the problem there.
Third down play, big one here for the RFA defense. They hold, should be good field position, but Davis bursts into the secondary. Davis, one man to beat. Davis has a chance to go. He's in across midfield. Barreling all the way inside the 40-yard line of RFA. The most basic play on third down and long, the fullback dive, and it breaks big.
Saving tackle there by Ripley and Rosado, or he was gone. Davis able to break through the line of scrimmage untouched, and he got into the secondary, broke a couple tackles, and a little more foot speed, he was gone all the way. Big play as the Rome defense looked like they were going to be able to hold. Henniger trapped in their own territory, but a great offensive play there by the Henniger offensive unit.
The 195-pound Davis showing some pretty good speed there. First down and 10. The quarterback sneak right up the middle for Burnham. Second time they've run that play as we get a look at the long running play. Just plain basic, Doug.
Well, it's just good execution by the offensive line. You could see the Henniger players coming off the line of scrimmage, and you get a back with that caliber running ability through the line of scrimmage untouched. He's going to find some yardage for you.
And he certainly did. Big gainer for Jimmy Davis. That set up the first down inside RFA territory. A 3-yard carry rather on first down. The officials continue to seem to have some communication problems among themselves.
We saw West Genesee run the quarterback sneak often last week. You have to wonder if perhaps this is a scouting move here by Henniger.
Here's Thomas gets in on the play.
Thomas from his defensive tackle doing a good job from his defensive tackle position, getting into the backfield, making the hit in the backfield. Davis able to bounce forward and get back to the line of scrimmage.
I believe that's Eric Gray taking some smelling salts or being attended to in some fashion. That's not what RFA really needs with one tailback already down. Whereas Diudo played very well in the first game of the year when he had to be shifted to tailback. Burnham tries to fake a pitch and then take it back up the middle, but Walter Hunt was not fooled.
Two RFA plays right there. Hunt and Ciotti, I believe it is, rolling off the pile. Both players right in on top of Burnham. Burnham looked like he was going to fake the pass out to the wide receiver and then put the ball back down and try to go right straight up the middle, as we just have 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
So it'll bring up a 4th down and 9. We'll see if Henniger will ever throw. They've tried everything but thus far, as they'll work out of the I formation. Down the line, Burnham. He'll pitch to McCoy. McCoy is running out of room on the sidelines, and he'll be far short of the first down as he's knocked out of bounds by Sean Rafferty, and RFA will finish off the drive and take over.
It's very difficult to run outside against Jerome's defense. They're very quick in the defensive back position. They read the run very well. They come up quickly to support the run, and the defensive ends have been doing the job all season.
So RFA will try to get a playoff, and they won't get a playoff as we come to the end of the first period. So both teams move the ball in fits and starts, but penalties, turnovers, and occasional good defense have added up to a scoreless first period here at RFA Stadium. At the end of one, it's RFA nothing and Henniger nothing. Have got the sweatpants on as they root on the RFA Black Knights going against the Henniger Black Knights. First down and 10 for RFA. Back to throw is Thomas. Thomas going to air it out deep down the left side. Complete! Bennett has it into Henniger territory.
The first start for Dwayne Bennett, and he just took off on a fly pattern straight down the field. First down really set the play up, though. A running situation. RFA comes out and throws the bomb.
33-yard pickup for RFA on that one as they move down to the 33-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 out of the I formation. Here's the pitch. Taking it is Henderberg, and Henderberg rumbles his way close to a first down as RFA to their third string tailback at the moment anyway, as they'll stick with Diudo in his original spot and go with Henderberg, who has been a very versatile performer. He picks up 7 yards on first down.
Don Henderberg, the night back on defense for Rome, and he goes into that backfield in the goal line situation. So he's not unaccustomed, that's for sure, to the backfield.
Second down play, and the carry by Billy Mays. Big hole off the right side. He's got the first down before he's finally knocked down on defense by Willie Brown, the sophomore safety.
Billy Mays, that ideal build of a fullback at 5'10", 210 pounds, and carries himself very low to the ground, so he's tough to get to those legs. He just keeps those knees high and keeps churning out the yardage.
RFA inside the 20-yard line as they work with Mays and Henderberg in the backfield. Here's Thomas to Henderberg. It's a good hole off the left side, and he's a no-nonsense runner and goes straight ahead for a good first down pickup.
Henniger leading the block of Billy Mays that time. Billy Mays, the fullback, leading the tailback through the hole. Mays kicked the defensive end to the outside. Henniger cut the ball up into the middle of the line of scrimmage. Just put his head down and plowed forward.
RFA getting the best of the line of scrimmage right now as they work at 2nd down and 5. Ball just about the 10-yard line. Here's the give to Mays. Mays up the middle. Mays barreling down close to the goal line.
Good job by the offensive line that time. Rome coming off the ball very well. Kevin Reese really having a big block there for Rome.
RFA will be getting 4 cracks at it from down at the 2-yard line.
Looks like we have a flag down at the end of that play. And the penalty is going to be against Henniger. They're going to move it even closer to the goal line.
Dead ball foul, face mask on the defense, number 87, half the distance to the goal. First and goal.
Well, I guess when you're down that close, you might as well grab the face mask or it's going to be a touchdown.
On the 1-yard line, first and goal, RFA, Henniger 1.
So 4 shots at it from the 1, and Henderberg, who's been a goal line runner, is carrying a bigger load offensively now, but see if they call on him here. Now it goes to Mays. Mays got it down there, and Mays gets it in.
Billy Mays hits that hole very quickly, almost too quick. I didn't think Thomas was going to be able to turn and give him the ball. But Mays takes the ball right straight up the middle for the touchdown.
68-yard drive. The big play was the pass from Thomas to Bennett that covered 33 yards, but then RFA bullied the rest of the way in. And now Bennett will try tack on the extra point. Straight ahead style kicker with Imler on the hold. Snap is a good one. Kick is up and no good.
Extra point off to the right.
Squirts off to the right a little bit on Bennett, so RFA will have to settle for a 6-0 lead. 10 minutes to go here in period number 2. RFA gets on the board first. Dwayne Bennett, who keyed the 68-yard drive for RFA with a big catch, but then missed the extra point, will take the kickoff duties this time. Back will be Andy Joyce and James Temple to receive this kick. Here comes the kick. It's a very short one, headed for the sidelines, and will it stay in bounds? It will. There's a little bobbling of the ball going on over there, but it's finally jumped on by Henniger's backup running back, Tom Hawley, and he'll just fall on it and set up Henniger at the 27-yard line, first down and 10.
One of those kicks that just kept going away from the receiver. It's one of those balls you think you're going to catch. Next thing you know, it's 2 yards in front of you on the turf, and Hawley wisely just covered that football up.
Very impressive drive for RFA. Sure, they get the big pass play, but then big chunks of yardage on the running game.
Well, the offensive line doing the job up front, making the big holes for those running backs.
First down and 10 for Henniger. Team plagued by penalties thus far. First down, pop pass is banked around and now falls incomplete as several players had a chance to latch onto it and get an idea maybe why they don't throw much there as Burnham shot-footed that one.
Burnham not that tall at 5'9". You could see he had trouble really getting the ball over the top of the hands of the defensive unit for Rome. They batted it down. It did bounce around off a couple different jerseys there. It's an incompleted pass.
Kind of a funny call. It's like, well, you threw on first down. Let's give it a try for us, as they've been gaining a lot of yardage on first down. Split backs this time. Give goes to the fullback, Davis. Davis off the right side surges forward for a couple after meeting resistance right at the line of scrimmage. He's dropped by Dave Caldwell. Remember, late in the ball game, we'll be awarding the Revere Award, a $100 scholarship to the player of the game, and that's sponsored by Revere Copper Products. It'll be second down and 6 yards to go. Long 6. Third down make it, of course, as the first down pass went incomplete. Off to the left, Kevin Donovan. Wide to the right, Sean Burke. And now the whistle blows again. We have an equipment problem, I believe, with Big Jim Davis. You can
Looks like he has a hip pad in his hand. He's trying to stuff back down in his pants.
And he's all set to go now as the big third down situation. Down the line, it's Burnham. Burnham pitching back to McCoy. McCoy tries the right sideline. McCoy surging forward along the sideline. Let's see where he went out of bounds. Looks like he has a first down. The chain gang thinks so, and it is a first down, I do believe.
McCoy able to make that transition from running sideways to turning the ball up the field very quickly, and that's the key to running that ball to the outside, to make sure that you're going straight ahead, picking up yardage, not running laterally and just wasting energy. And McCoy turned the ball right up the sideline for the first down.
That was a big play there, as the momentum had definitely switched to RFA as McCoy blasts through the right side again through a good hole, and he's got a good first down pickup there.
McCoy listed in the program at only 150 pounds. He looks much solider than that. Looks like a bigger back than that.
He was not expected to be a factor this year for Henniger. He missed last year because of an injury, or a lot of last year, and he's been a big surprise. 349 yards coming in and an average of almost 7 yards per carry. Speedy back. Out of the eye, the quarterback Burnham to McCoy again. This time there's no running room.
Good job defensively by the left side of the defensive line, jamming things up on that side.
Thomas and Caldwell.
John Thomas and Caldwell both over there.
And about 5 other RFA players as well. See one of the play shuttlers for Henniger, Rick Pritchard. 3 wide receivers. Sometimes Pritchard and Burke are exchanged to bring in plays. Third down, 3 yards to go. Tight split backs this time. McCoy tries the left side, and I believe he's going to be short of the first down.
That time they ran out of a split backfield, and when we've seen that formation, it's been some kind of a misdirection type play. That time they faked one man going to the right, brought the ball carrier back to the left, and Rome's defense right there on a big play on third down.
What Henniger did, however, was at least get 1 first down to somewhat calm the tide a little bit. As we get set to see the punter Burnham kick it away. He gets away a pretty good kick. Diudo will call a fair catch, drop the football, and then is able to get right back on it. And RFA will be back on the offensive side.
RFA will take over on downs. First and 10.
Part of the big crowd here as Friday Night Football, more than just a tradition, as RFA leads it by a score of 6-0. 23-yard line. Here's the give to the tailback. Eric Gray is back in, and he slides his way for 3 yards. Second down and 7.
Excuse me, Danny. Eric Gray has some tape on his, I believe it's his left hand. Looked like perhaps maybe a jammed finger might have been the injury that he had earlier in the game. He's back in there now. He carried that first ball. Now we have Henniger checking back in the lineup.
Split backs this time. Kind of a funny set for RFA. The give goes off the right side. And good for a couple of yards as well, as on the carry was Brian Norcross, reserve fullback.
Norcross checks into the game. He's now checking back out of the game. And I think it's a case where they want to give Mays a little bit of a rest, as he's going both ways.
Thomas has completed the 1 pass he's thrown as he sets up on third down. He's got some time, waiting, firing down the left side. It's caught, complete. Complete to Bennett again, and he's back into Henniger territory. Make a Diudo on the catch.
Got to give Thomas some credit that time. He went back to set up in his pocket, and his back foot just slipped out from under him. The field a little muddy in the area that he was in. He didn't lose his composure. He just stepped right back up in the pocket and threw a strike to Diudo.
The dimension that Henniger doesn't have, the throwing game, and RFA does a little bit. More successful tonight than it has been. 2 big completions. First down and 10, RFA from the 45. Mays straight up the middle, and that will just run the clock a little.
Trying to mix that pass and the run a little bit. Just the fullback dive that time by Mays, finding no room at all. Birch right there on the stop for Henniger.
First half is just flying by as 4 minutes, 49 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
13-6.
So RFA will run a slot right formation this time. Thomas inside handoff to Diudo, and he almost broke it. Shirt tail tackle by Scott Freeney.
The replay of the pass play, you see Thomas just slip a little bit with his back foot. He's able to step back up into the pocket. Throws a nice tight spiral to Diudo out in the flat area on the left side.
That set up this set of downs, which now shows a third down and 4 yards to go for RFA. They're at the 44-yard line. Thomas, quick pitch. Henderberg trying to turn it to the outside. Henderberg has the first down. Hanging on for dear life, defender Willie Brown as Henderberg gets the first down.
The play that looked like was going to be stopped in the backfield, but Henderberg just took his time. He didn't take off with the football, didn't rush the play, let it develop in front of him. Good blocking out in front of him. Mays came out with a key block. His tackle come out and threw a good block, and Henderberg able to pick up the first down.
Henderberg reading his blocks very well there as he let the play develop in front of them and then made the break at the right time. 1st and 10 for RFA from the 32-yard line, and here's a mistake that Coach Tom Hoke will not be thrilled about as Bambury leaps offside.
False start on the offense.
RFA had their first drive basically stunted by
RFA for false start.
You see the
penalty.
15.
The run play by Henderberg. You see the defensive back come up to support the run. He just put a good head and shoulder fake on him. Was able to get to the outside. A lot of running backs would have tried to force that ball up to the middle.
And Willie Brown, the only person between Henderberg, as you see, and a touchdown. Second down carry now for Mays. Mays struggling ahead, carries a couple of tacklers forward for a pretty good pickup of 4, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
RFA mixing their play calling out, the long first down situation after the penalty. They went right ahead with the fullback dive, going straight ahead, trying to keep the defense honest. We'll see if they come out and throw the ball here, 2nd down and 11.
They'll work with just one wideout. Diudo is to the left. Thomas, quick pitch, Henderberg. Reading, taking it outside now, trying to turn the corner, and does it only mildly successfully as he picks his way for a couple of yards.
That time he tried to carry the ball way to the outside, and Don Henderberg is still down on the field. Looks like he is shaken up.
Nobody is going to want to play tailback for RFA. Marvin Nelson could not start the game because of leg problems. Eric Gray has hurt his hand during the course of this game, the backup who came in. And now Henderberg was shaken up as he was thrown down to the ground.
Not that the other players were not big losses to RFA, but this also a big loss to the defensive unit. Man that plays the night back or monster man in the defense for Rome. Henderberg, a big part of the defensive unit, supports the run very well and plays pass defense as he picked off the ball last week at West Tennessee at the 3-yard line to clinch the victory for Rome.
Very big play there, and he was also our Revere Player of the Game, one game, for his wide array of offensive and defensive contributions. As Henderberg, you see, lying on the turf there, the senior, 5'8", 170, but he throws himself into the action on both sides of the football, and he's getting to his feet now.
Perhaps just the wind knocked out of him as the way he got up. He got right up on his own, walking under his own power, now jogging along the sideline over there. I got a feel he's going to be right back in there.
RFA now, after the first down penalty, which has proved costly, a couple of decent running gains, and still it's a 3rd down and 7. Back to throw is Thomas. Thomas setting up, running out of time, firing deep down the left side, and it's knocked away, incomplete. Trying to get it to Jason Tremlin, and a good defensive play made by Adam Burgos, and RFA will face 4th down.
We'll see what RFA goes with here on 4th down. Looks like they're bringing in the extra wide receivers. They're definitely out of field goal range, and it makes very little sense to punt the ball. He may pick up 10 yards at most.
4th down and 7 yards to go. Diudo is the split receiver to the right. Tremlett to the left. Thomas deep drop. Thomas runs out of time. Flips it out on the left flat. It's complete. Complete down the left sideline as grabbing it is Craig Roberti, and Roberti has enough for the first down.
Craig Roberti, the tight end, just released after the play, after the ball was snapped. He blocked, held his man up at the line of scrimmage, then released on a little delay. A good job by Thomas. Thomas not looking for him right away. He looked downfield to people running the lawn patterns. He looked down at Diudo to his right, checked out Diudo and found the tight end wide open.
Roberti was the week last week and trying to make a bid for it again. First down pitch now, Henderberg. Henderberg cuts it inside. Henderberg shedding tackles. Henderberg still barreling on. Down to about the 7-yard line or so. Hard working gain of about 3 yards.
So after being shaken up, having the wind knocked out of him, Henderberg checks right back in the lineup, and real gutsy effort there by Don Henderberg.
Still it only netted 3. RFA can make a first down at about the 2-yard line. 1:37 and counting here as Thomas gives to Mays. Mays left side. Mays crashes down close to the 5-yard line. RFA may have to go to a timeout here. They'll probably wait till after this 3rd down play and see what happens. No, maybe they won't. They'll take the timeout right now. 1:19 to go here in the second quarter. RFA bidding to take stronger command of this football game as they already lead it by a score of 6-0. We'll be back right after this. Happy RFA fans hoping for another touchdown before the end of the first half as RFA faced with a 3rd down and long from just about the 6-yard line. They have driven the ball from deep in their own territory. A couple of big 3rd down passes, the rest of it on the ground. A lot of good work by Don Henderberg, and he's one of the 2 backs in along with Billy Mays now in the split backfield. Back to throw is Thomas. Thomas setting up. Thomas looking left. He's got a man open when he throws it behind Tremlett, incomplete.
Wide open, Jason Tremlett on the crossing pattern. Tremlett come out wide on the right side of the formation, went down to the goal line, just went right straight across the football field. He was wide open. There's a case where I think Thomas overthrows the football. He tries to drill that ball in. We're going to have a field goal attempt now as Bennett comes on. This is going to be from the near hash mark. Pretty good angle on this kick.
Well,
looks like the 14-yard line.
Bennett missed his extra point try, but he'll go. What do you think? If RFA had made the extra point, do you think they would be going for the field goal now? Do you think it's to get them ahead by more than the 6 points? As we see the replay of the pass, and it is all by himself was Tremlett, and he could only get a hand on it.
That's that pass that the quarterback has to feel that little touch. He's just got to lay that ball up there and let the receiver run under it when he's that wide open. It's not a situation where you're drilling the ball in between defensive backs when you got to put some heat on the football to get it in there. And that'll come with experience. Thomas has thrown the ball very well tonight. He threw a very nice long pass to Bennett. He really let him on that one, aired it right out, let the wide receiver use his speed and run under it.
Well, I think that this field goal try has really been caused by the missed extra point, which may seem strange, but I don't know. It's a long 4th down situation, no question, but I think RFA has ordinarily gone for it in these situations. Here's the snap. The kick is down. Snap is down. The kick is no good. Once again off to the right. And that's a big play right there as RFA comes up empty after the long drive, and Henniger would be a very happy football team to be getting out of here down 6-0.
Well, know that you could get a touchdown and just convert the extra point and run the lead. That's a big play.
Second quarter, 1:11 to go. RFA 6, Henniger nothing. Half here, they go to big Jim Davis off the right side. Davis barrels for a couple of yards as not taking anything for granted is fired up middle guard Walter Hunt, who makes the tackle along with a couple of other RFA players.
Well, thing to remember, Davis has had a 33-yard run, just that same play, that little fullback dive play looks harmless, but Davis has that breakaway speed, and RFA has to be careful here. The defensive back's playing way back, almost in a prevent-type defense.
Here's the give to McCoy now. McCoy trying to take it outside. He gets a decent block, although it's a clip, apparently, and McCoy goes down at the line of scrimmage.
That's one of those blocks when you're the wide receiver. You just can't throw it. It's so tempting to throw that block. The player that you're going to block is going to have his back to you. There's just no way you're going to get around and get a good angle on it.
Actually, RFA here, if they turned this down, stopped it and called the timeout, they might have a chance to get the football back. I wonder if they're thinking of doing that.
I think RFA will be content here just to let the thing run out, let the clock run out, take the 6-0 lead into halftime.
Second down. Half the distance penalty puts the ball.
I don't know about that. Unless they're going to call 2 timeouts here, because now you're talking about a second down and Henniger can run out the clock. If you let the down go, you'd have third down, one more play, and you could at least make a bid to block the punt if they did indeed punt, but we'll see how it works out. Certainly now Henniger is in a dangerous part of the field if there's any turnover. Senior quarterback Danny Burnham comes up to the line. Burnham on the give to McCoy. McCoy breaks it into the secondary. McCoy slashes out past the 20-yard line. And that'll just about do it for the first half as we tick down for 3, 2, 1. And RFA will take a 6-0 lead into halftime. RFA dominates from about the halfway point of the first quarter, and they have the lead at the half. RFA 6, Henniger nothing. Scale and Doug Meese along with you, and the kind of game we might have expected. Both teams pretty much sticking to the game plan of trying to run the football, but RFA getting the edge, Doug, because they're able to throw occasionally, and that was the key to their success in moving the football better than Henniger.
I think the big key is those third down situations. What team's been in the third down situation is third down and long yardage. RFA has been lucky enough to pass the ball well during some of those situations. And again, Henniger just doesn't have a passing game, and that really puts him in the hole.
The only touchdown drive came on a 68-yard march. Mays capped it off with a 1-yard run. One of the throws we talked about, Thomas to Bennett, good for 33 yards pretty early in the drive. Set things up inside the 30-yard line. They kept pounding away from there, and a lot of good work by Henderberg, and then Mays takes it over from the 1-yard line. But we'll see if it becomes important. If RFA keeps playing like this, it won't, but Bennett missed the kick wide to the right, and Bennett also missed a short field goal attempt as well late in the half after RFA had driven down to the 5-yard line. A 22-yard attempt was missed to the right. So RFA, while they played well, Doug, they have to be disappointed with what's on the scoreboard.
Well, that's true, and sometimes that can work to your advantage in the second half. If they went in with that 12-0 or whatever, 14-0 lead, you'd be very confident, perhaps overconfident. So maybe we'll look for RFA to come out and be very fired up. They're going to get the ball first, and that can be a big momentum boost through that second half if they can get on the board first possession.
Henniger has only been able to get occasional big running plays. They haven't sustained anything really since the first drive. They've been hurt badly by penalties.
Well, holding penalties seem to really be the real thorn in the side of the Henniger Black Knights. They moved the ball offensively, trying to get the ball to the outside. We've seen McCoy run wide to the outside and be successful. We've seen fullback Davis go straight ahead and be successful, but they can't put any kind of a drive together to get points on the board. That's been the key.
That's the story at halftime as Henniger is trailing the RFA Black Knights. Henniger's the Black Knights too, and RFA's been the top Knights thus far, as at halftime they lead it by a score of 6-0. Let's take a look at the touchdown play, as RFA had driven all the way from their 32-yard line to set up this situation, Doug.
Just a straight handout to the fullback, Mays. I said, talked about Mays hitting that hole quickly. He was under full power when he hit the hole. And quarterback Thomas had to really wheel around to get the ball into the hands of the fullback. And that touchdown really set up by the 33-yard pass from Thomas to Bennett. And that coming on first down in the situation after Henniger had punted the football to Rome.
So it's halftime here at Rome Free Academy Stadium with the score RFA 6 and Henniger nothing. And RFA Football here on WTUV is brought to you by Treelers Insurance Center. Personalized and experienced service, 113 West Dominic Street in Rome. Also by Sid Stockholm Ford, your high quality of satisfaction service dealer, Upper Black River Boulevard in Rome. By Kosher Brothers Oil Company, your full service station, Upper Black River Boulevard at Ridge Mills. Also by Jack's Cleaners, with 30 years of experience in dry cleaning. 2 locations, Black River Boulevard next to McDonald's and 403 West Dominic Street. By the Rome Country Club, with complete Nautilus facilities, 18-hole golf and racquetball, Route 69 West in Rome. And by the Video Works, ask for crazy video and the best deal on video rentals, 309 North James Street in Rome. Well, Doug, the first half pretty cut and dried. RFA able to throw the football a little bit. What do we look for in the second half?
Oh, I think we'll look for Rome to try to establish the running game, but know that they can go back to the pass if they need to. We talked a little bit during the halftime. I think it's a situation for Henniger that they have to get on the board and they have to do something big defensively. They have to turn the game around a little bit and get some momentum, something to build on. If RFA comes out and punches another 6 points on the board, I think it's a situation that the Henniger Black Knights could perhaps just die on the field.
Right, it's not really the score that's the problem right now. It's the fact that Rome, over the last 22 minutes of the first half, really pretty much controlled things along the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this is going to be a big part of the game right here. The first possession of the half, Rome's going to get the ball, and the defense for Henniger has to do something to really stop Rome, and maybe a turnover. That's going to get them going. If RFA is able to move the ball, I think RFA is going to go on and win.
And we'll be back to start off the second half right after this timeout. RFA 6 and Henniger. RFA Football here on WTUV is brought to you by the Schuss Ski Shop, owned by experienced skiers. Ask about cross-country and downhill ski packages. By Knutson's Auto and John Deere Dealership on Erie Boulevard West. Engelbert's Jewelers, downtown Rome, and the New Hartford Shopping Center. By Quality Inn of Rome, with live entertainment in the Gazebo Lounge, located at Erie Boulevard and James. And by Small World Boutique, with ladies' clothes sizes 3 to 11. Second half kickoff coming down, and RFA will handle it. It's brought straight up the middle. Gray is hit hard. The football is loose, and I believe that Henniger may have it. No! RFA somehow got back on the football. Yes, indeed. Big play to start the second half as RFA coughs it up, but gets back on it.
Actually fielding the kickoff was Chris Burr. Burr coming right straight back up the field. A hard hit. It was a cold evening. Well, Birdie able to cover the football up for them, pick up that fumble. Very dangerous situation there. We talked about a big defensive play. It almost happened.
First and 10 RFA.
Let's see how RFA reacts now. I agree with you completely. I think that Henniger has to make something happen here early in the second half. They seem to be being pushed around a little bit despite some good size to start to end the first half, and we'll see what happens here. RFA was running the football very effectively towards the end of the first half, and they'll go with Henderberg again, the power back in the eye, as they've had injury problems at the tail. Marvin Nelson out for the game. Here goes to Henderberg. Left side, huge hole. Henderberg into the secondary, and a saving tackle after a pickup of 7. As making the play is James Temple, and that could have prevented Henderberg from going all the way.
Out of the I formation, the tailback Henniger taking the pitch and able to read the hole in front of him. He powers his way straight ahead.
He picked up 7, second down and 3 yards to go from across the 35-yard line. There you see the quarterback Thomas to give to Henderberg. Another good hole, and he's got the first down.
Again, it's Henderberg on the carry.
RFA very conservative here, just keeping the ball on the ground, and they're picking up yardage. Here's the replay of the first down. Carry by Hendenberg, and you see he elected to cut that ball right up the football field. He didn't try to outrun somebody to get to the sideline.
RFA has played nail-biters in every single football game thus far. They would dearly like to be able to play a game that was not right down to the wire. Trying to start that process here. Down the line and fumbling the football in the exchange was Billy Mays, but getting back on it was Mike Thomas, the junior quarterback, and it'll go as a loss on the play.
Matt Bucci, the linebacker for Henniger, right there is Mays took the handoff. He ran right into the Henniger linebacker. The ball fell right on the turf, right in front of Thomas, and Thomas wisely just fell on the football. Didn't try to get cute and pick it up and run.
2 good breaks for the RFA Black Knights at the start of this second half. Thomas back to throw. Now will go with the draw play right up the middle, and Henniger picks up some decent yardage. Still, it'll be 3rd down and long.
We saw that draw play early in the first half, and it just wasn't set up because there had been no pass plays. Here RFA has come out and shown a passing game, and that opens up the draw play. You can see the defensive lineman for Henniger on the rush, thinking it was a pass play all the way, just overrunning the ball carrier.
See the Henniger defensive line pretty well handled throughout much of this game. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Thomas back to throw. Thomas setting up. Down the middle, and it's picked off, I do believe. Yes, indeed. The interception is made in the secondary by Aaron Caparuccio, the left outside linebacker, and Henniger gets the defensive turnover they needed, and they'll take the ball over in good field position.
I don't think Mike Thomas ever saw Caparuccio. He was to the outside of the football field and came in on the pattern. The ball being thrown to what looked to be a wide open receiver. Defensive back leading it all the way. We'll take a look at it now as Thomas goes back to look back. He's following his receiver all the way.
Nice diving interception by Caparuccio. 1st down carry now by McCoy, trying to take it outside. He does beat one man. He turns the corner, just tripped up. Nice play made by Sean Rafferty, or McCoy could have gone a long way on that one.
McCoy does not want to get into the line of scrimmage. He doesn't want to mix it up. He wants to run. He wants to get to the outside and let that speed take hold and just take off down the sideline. So he's very dangerous when he gets the football. Rome plays the run very well from the defensive back standpoint. They're able to read run and come up and support the run. But McCoy, a very dangerous ball carrier.
Big Henniger offensive line. McCoy had 52 yards rushing in the first half. This time it's Jim Davis off the right side pulling ahead. He's close to a 1st down.
We'll see where they spot this football. It's going to be very close to a 1st down. Davis, the fullback, powering ahead. A host of black jerseys there, and we have an injured player down for Rome.
It'll be a 3rd down and short. The concern now for Black Knight, who's flat on his stomach and rolling around in pain, and that is big number 70, John Ciotti, a key member of the RFA defense. And it appeared that after the play, I don't know if that was the original injury, but he was stepped on. And he's obviously in some pain. 8:34 to go here in the 3rd period as Henniger trying to drive back towards what could be a tying or go-ahead touchdown game of the year for RFA.
As John Ciotti trots off the field, he had something to say to the Henniger huddle as he trotted off. So
Run for Henniger at the 142.
There's a 3rd down and 1 as senior quarterback Danny Burnham has split backs behind him. Burnham has run the sneak a few times. He does it again, surges forward for the 1st down. 4th time that Burnham has run the quarterback sneak, and it's been pretty successful.
Well, the play is there. He just takes a snap and moves a little bit to his left. He finds a seam in the defense of Rome and just plows forward. Not a big gainer that time. Other times we've seen him actually take the ball and perhaps run right behind the guard where he's picked up some decent yardage. That time just enough for the 1st down.
1st down and 10. Give goes to McCoy. McCoy trying to slash his way up the middle. He picks up a couple of yards.
Ball carried by McCoy.
Manuel McCoy.
Tackled on the play by Hunt Thomas and
McCoy
Farwell after a gain of 3.
Just a 5'10", 150-pounder, but power is not his game anyway. They leave that to big Jim Davis. Those two backs combined for 130 yards in the 1st half, but that was on a couple of big plays. I see Ciotti being worked on. I think he might have got stepped on in the face, frankly. 2nd down and 6 yards to go. I think a missed handoff there. Burnham's going to try to make something out of it. He rolls around the left side, and he's inside the 35, picks up a couple, but it looked like he wanted to get that ball to McCoy.
McCoy perhaps hitting the hole quicker than the quarterback could give him the ball. Burnham taking a little bit of a deep drop instead of going right straight down the line to hand the ball off. Good play by Rosado coming up from the defensive back. We talked about the where Rome's defensive backs support the run, almost like extra linebackers out there in those positions, as Henniger's not really showed pass at all. They tried one pass to the tight end that was blocked at the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 4 yards to go. Checking his backs is Burnham down the line on the option. Burnham cutting it up. Burnham's got the 1st down and more. Burnham inside the 30-yard line and down to about the 25-yard line. He showed a good burst of speed there as the senior keeps the Henniger drive alive.
Very dangerous play. The offensive Henniger coming off the ball well. A good shot block on the defensive end. But watch this play. Watch 77 in the top of your screen in the black jersey gets knocked down. He reacts back up. By that time, the quarterback's already through the hole, and he still has the pitch back behind him. A very dangerous play. Henniger coming off the ball very well, executing well on offense.
So Burnham now gives to McCoy. McCoy picks his way through a good hole. McCoy charges down inside the 20-yard line as he is a very shifty runner and can find the openings when they're there. And that's a good 1st down pickup.
All running plays there for Henniger. He's keeping the ball on the ground, grinding the yardage out, taking time off the clock, and building momentum as they go, playing with a lot of confidence here in the second half.
This, of course, coming after the interception, setting up this drive as they started at their own 42. Off the right side, a big hit as McCoy is blasted on the play by Bamberry and a couple other RFA Black Knights. No gain there as he wobbles back to the huddle.
McCoy, not the type of ball player that likes to run in the middle, and that's a good reason right there as John Thomas come in and really took his head off. Ciani also there to help out, but the first hit, I believe, was by Thomas. Thomas comes through with a good, solid tackle.
So that loss makes it a 3rd down and a long 3 yards to go. Burnham with a 7-man front in front of him for RFA. He'll try the option again. He'll pitch to McCoy. It's a bad pitch. Falling back in. It's still loose. I believe RFA has it. They do. John Rafferty on the recovery, and a very good Henniger drive is ended by a very bad pitch.
Another turnover, and you have to wonder if that play wasn't set up by the play before. The hard hit defensively, perhaps shaking up the whole offensive unit. As Burnham come out and pitch, he didn't come anywhere as close to hitting McCoy with the pitch. The ball bounced loose, and Rafferty able to pick it up.
1st down carry off the left side for RFA, and I believe it was Eric Gray on the carry as he moves ahead for 4 yards. Gray hits the hole very quickly. He's going to be good for 5 yards on that one. Looks like only a couple.
See, defensive coordinator Don Bruce for the RFA Black Knights on their bench, talking to the defensive unit.
Second down and a long 5 yards to go just across the 30-yard line. Thomas back to throw. Thomas setting up. Thomas deep down the left side for Bennett. It's overthrown. Good coverage down there anyway by defensive back Willie Brown. And will be a 3rd down situation.
The defensive backs for Henniger are playing way off the wide receivers for Rome. I think it's a situation where Rome has to take advantage of that and throw underneath that coverage, get somebody open in the seams of the zone. Have to feel if you could hit a Diudo or a Bennett on the run in the seam of the zone, they're going to be tough to bring down.
Slot left on 3rd down and 6. Thomas back to throw. Thomas is knocked down for a big sack and a big loss on the play all the way back inside the 25-yard line. And every time you think that Henniger is about to fall out of this game, they come up with a big play as that sack registered by Matt Ruggiero, the 245-pound junior, one of their stalwarts on defense.
We'll see the first punting situation. Grandy not in the lineup for Rome Free Academy. Caldwell doing the punting chores here for Rome.
And they give him a convoy of protection there. He takes a little extra time to kick it. Caldwell gets away a pretty good kick. Handled and buried on the play is Donovan, the wide receiver. But still good field position for Henniger to start this drive.
I think if Donovan has a do-over, he'd call a fair catch there. He's greeted by 3 RFA players.
But nonetheless, he did make the catch and did hold on to the football as we see the replay of the big hit here. Leading the charge there, number 30 for RFA, John Thompson, and he had a couple of buddies along with him as well. 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line, though, as McCoy tries the left side, and he is not going to go much of anywhere. Good penetration once again by Rafferty, and Rafferty, I think, is playing his best game of the season.
Rafferty and Ciotti both there. Perhaps the worst thing Henniger could have done is upset Ciotti enough to make him mad enough to play a little harder, as he submarined through the line of scrimmage that time, got into the backfield, and really upset that whole timing of that play.
The RFA defense coming up big on the last couple of snaps after Henniger had worked their way down the field on the previous drive. 2nd down and 11 now from the 45-yard line. Man in motion is Sean Burke. Actually, he's not in motion. He was in the wrong spot. And he took too much time, so you can lay that 5 yards right on Sean Burke. As it'll be a delay of game penalty. Henniger's really hurt themselves with penalties.
Henniger's really struggled penalty-wise. They had some good runs in the early part of the game that were called back due to holding. A 2nd down and 11-yard play here and a delay of game penalty. And we've only seen a couple of passes being thrown by Henniger, and this is definitely a passing situation.
They have not looked good throwing the ball. Burnham has completed a few this year. He'll try one here. Shot over the middle. Incomplete. Like a good throw, and Birch didn't seem to have much of an idea that the ball was coming to him as he gestures toward the sideline.
If you look at head coach Tom Hoke, you're looking over his shoulder, and perhaps Birch hearing some footsteps that time. He's going over the middle. Sean Rafferty was there in the area.
$420.
So it'll be 3rd down and 20 yards to go. Not 20 yards, 16 yards. That was only 4 yards off. No problem. Back to throw. Setting up the screen. Still setting it up. The flip out comes to McCoy, and he can't handle the football. Actually, they were trying to get it to the tight end, David Birch. And Birch has not exactly been a ball of fire on those two plays, as the 215-pounder heads over to the bench, and Henniger will have to kick it away.
In a situation where that player Birch going both ways all evening long. It's a very demanding sport to go one way, nonetheless go both ways. We'll see the 2nd punt here now of the evening for Henniger.
The quarterback, Danny Burnham, who does the punting, so there's always a chance of something funny going on. Bad snap, but he runs over and gets it and gets away a pretty decent punt. Himmler's going to let it hit, and it's going to get a great Henniger bounce inside the 25-yard line. RFA will have a lot of work to do. 2:34 to go here in the 3rd period as they take over. RFA 6, Henniger nothing. Back here at RFA, 6-0. The 1st down play goes to Eric Gray. Gray trying the left side, and he'll pick up a few yards as he sweeps to the left.
Good play by the linebacker coming up quickly. McCall, as he come up hard from the inside, a good hit on Gray, but Gray still picks up good yardage on 1st down.
Eric Gray with 175 yards on the season and 31 carries, the bulk of that last week, 159 yards and 25 carries. And late in the ball game, he carried the ball on virtually every down. 2nd down carry now. No, it'll be Thomas on the throw. He flips it out complete. Mays wide open. Mays breaks the tackle. Mays into Henniger territory, just inside the 50-yard line on a nice play there as Mays comes up limping just a bit.
We talked about RFA perhaps going to the shorter type pass pattern, throwing underneath the defensive backs, finding some seams. As we take a look at the replay, it's a sprint out to the right. Quarterback Thomas taking the ball away from center. A little play action fake. Comes out and just dumps the ball off to Mays, who's in man-to-man coverage by the linebacker, and he just can't keep up.
He was chopped on that ankle twice on the play as he's having trouble getting up. There's Oil Company, your full-service station, auto parts store and oil deliveries, Upper Black River Boulevard at Ridge Mills. Jack's Cleaners, 30 years of experience in dry cleaning. 2 locations, Black River Boulevard and West Dominic Street. by the Rome Country Club. Complete Nautilus facilities, 18-hole golf course and racquetball, Route 69 West in Rome. And Video Works, the newest videos. Ask for Crazy Video and the best deal on video rentals, 309 North James Street in Rome. Well, Mays is not off under his own power. He's out of the football game right now, however. As you see the score in the ball game, RFA with it right at the midfield stripe. First down and 10. It goes off the right side.
Carried by Henniger.
Henniger on the carry.
Matt Rucheria.
And he'll pick up just a couple as Henniger is turning into Mr. Versatility again as he moves from the tailback to the fullback position.
RFA running out of the split backfield. That time they had both Gray and Henniger in there. Henniger checking back out of the game now. And Brian Norcross checks into the backfield playing at fullback.
Bennett also checked into the game. He's wide to the left. Off to the right is Jason Tremlett. Thomas now. Quick pitch to Gray. Gray cuts it back. Fires into the line, and he'll pick up about 3.
Carry brought down by Scott Irons.
Big number 75. Scott Irons, 270 pounds, is in on the tackle on that one. Hey, they got us reversed there. You don't want to take credit for being me, I don't think. Danny Klinkscale here. Doug Meese there. Third down play now. Here's Thomas gunning it down the middle. Dropped! Perfect throw, and Roberti could not hang on to it as the Henniger defensive backs congratulate each other, but they had little to do with the fact that that play was not successful, as right on the numbers, but Roberti could not hang on.
It looks like RFA could throw the ball all evening long, going with those short type passes. If you see just the tail end of the play, Roberti is open, the ball is down where he should be able to make the catch. It's in and out of his hands, and we'll see another punt here by Caldwell, excuse me.
Caldwell now gets it away. Not too good a punt, but it should get a good bounce, and it does. Inside the 20-yard line, inside the 15, and down around the 10-yard line. You could tell when that ball was in the air, it was going to hit tail down and lurch forward.
The 11-yard line. 34 yards on the punt.
So it turns into a very nice 34-yard kick, and bad field position for Henniger in the waning moments of the third quarter here. RFA 6, Henniger nothing. To go from just outside the 10-yard line for the Black Knights of Henniger against the Black Knights of Rome. McCoy on first down. Well, you see the result, nothing.
Henniger coming out with an unbalanced line. They actually had the extra player over on the right side of the line of scrimmage and tried to run off the right guard, but it's good solid defensive play by the interior line.
Ross, 1 yard on the
and
play.
That'll do it for 3 quarters of play as the scoreless third quarter comes to an end, and that's relatively good news for RFA because they already have the lead at the end of 3 periods of play. It's RFA 6 and Henniger nothing. More high school football action right after this. Play. RFA leads it by a score of 6-0. Second down carry by McCoy. He's tripped up just as he was getting to the hole.
Ball carried by McCoy.
And McCoy will pick up just a couple of yards. There was a pretty good hole there.
Tripped up by Thomas.
I believe it was 14. John Thomas who did the tripping up there, and he was shaken up for a minute, but a good defensive play.
John Thomas able to close that hole quickly and chop down the ball carrier. Big third down situation for both teams now. Henniger trying to get some field position here. RFA's defense, if they can stiffen and hold, they'll turn over good field position to their offense.
And the chance to take a good chunk of this fourth quarter away from Henniger. Here's the pitch to McCoy. McCoy dumped in the backfield. Great individual effort made for RFA by Joe Rosado with a blocker all over his back. And Henniger will be forced to punt.
Rosado actually made the ball carrier run into his own man. We talked about the defensive backs for Rome playing the run very well, supporting the run, coming up quickly, and actually getting into the backfield, and that was the case there. Rosado coming up quickly to make the good play.
So, Henniger will punt it away as the quarterback Burnham will do the kicking.
Back to punt, Burnham.
Burnham gets it away. It's a fairly short kick. It's handled by Diuto, who falls on it at about the 44-yard line. We'll make it the 39-yard line, and it'll be first down and 10. Excellent field position for the Black Knights of RFA.
It's going to be really interesting what kind of play selection RFA goes to, Dan. They've moved the ball on the ground from times. They move the ball in the air, and the plays that have been really wide open on those short pass plays. We'll see if they go back to it or if they just try to grind time off the clock and keep the ball on the ground.
1st and 10 from the 39. They're going to throw on 1st down. They're going to try to go deep, and dumped on the play is Thomas, and you got to kind of wonder about that. We've talked about the fact that the short plays are open. They've been open all night.
The defensive backs are 15 yards off the line of scrimmage. They're not going to get beat deep, that's for sure. There's no way that you're going to throw the ball over the heads of these defensive backs. For Henniger, the short passes are open. RFA likes to go in a little touch and go type situation with Diudo. Only 2 receivers out on the play, and they're trying to go to Diudo. He went down and out. You saw Thomas pump fake. By the time he set up to throw the ball, the rush was just too much. A good interior rush by the Henniger Black Knights that time.
2nd and 18 now. Thomas on the draw play. Gray leaps a defender and picks up a good chunk of yardage for a 1st down carry, but for 2nd and 18, it doesn't do much. It'll be 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
RFA probably trying to stop that big rush by countering it with the draw play. But another passing situation here. Let's see if they go to the rollout, something that was successful last time. A little sprint out type pass play to throw the ball underneath. The ball is going to be snapped right in the middle of the field, so they can go either way with it.
3rd down, 13 yards to go. The junior center, Thomas, back to throw. Straight drop back. Flings it out, and it is caught along the right sideline. It is complete, and it looks like it's good enough for a 1st down as Diudo makes the grab. And the down and out works. The medium range passes have been there all night.
Well, that's a good heads-up play by Diudo, knowing how much yardage he needed for a 1st down as we play. Thomas going back, a straight drop-back pass situation. It's a timing play. The quarterback leading the receiver. Nice catch as he crawled right out and made that catch, brought it in safely.
Now from the 28-yard line, RFA trying to drive for what would be a big insurance touchdown. Gray up a big hole on the left side. And they're going to tack a face mask penalty onto that one, and RFA will be in good shape down deep in Henniger territory. There you see our technical crew there, or at least producer-director Dan Martin. He's number 1, I guess.
Defense number 87.
Well, he didn't say hi, Mom, anyways.
They've done a fine job of bringing you the coverage of tonight's football game. Of course, you're viewing it in the afternoon. RFA will, after the penalty, be set up inside the 15-yard line all the way down to about the 12. That ball went against linebacker David Birch, who's had a rough 2nd half.
He's had his problems offensively and now defensively. It's one of those plays that I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose. He reached up to make the tackle, happened to grab the ball carrier by the face mask.
The only thing he's caught in the 2nd half. Gray off the right side surges behind some good work by the offensive line, and it's just sort of a plow horse play that's good for 5 yards.
Just straight power-type football being played by RFA. They're just going straight ahead, and players very slow at getting up, and that's always been the key when you go against Rome Free Academy is the physical conditioning. Sooner or later comes into play, and you can see the white jerseys of Henniger getting up off those piles slower and slower.
8 minutes, 20 seconds to go. 2nd down and 6 yards to go. RFA can make a 1st down without making a touchdown. Give goes to Gray. Gray, big hole. Gray down close and in for the touchdown.
We see the replay, just power football. Gray the tailback, following the fullback and the tackle. As he plows into the end zone, you can see he really just smelled pay dirt. He knew he didn't have to go far, put his head down and dove for the goal line.
Let's see what approach RFA takes here. I figured they would indeed go for 2, and timeout is being called. Officials timeout. For the moment, anyway. Big touchdown there, a 39-yard drive for RFA after the punt when they had pinned Henniger deep in their own territory, and with 8:10 to go, it's an uphill struggle for a Henniger team that has shown no ability whatsoever to throw the football.
Well, it's going to be a difficult situation for Henniger, that's for sure. The officials timeout here on the field as you look at the Rome Free Academy bench. It's an equipment timeout. one of the Henniger players running off the field with his helmet off. He lost a chin strap or mouthpiece or what the situation is, I'm not sure, but I'm surprised that we're waiting for this. Another player is going to come in.
Looks on the sideline like a different quarterback might be warming up. Number 11 for Henniger is Tony Dotterer, and he may be a better thrower of the football. So an attempt for 2 here for RFA. Thomas back to throw. Thomas setting up, flipping it out, and it is caught by Trumlett. Good for the 2-point.
We have a flag down, Dan. We have a flag down to play right at the goal line. We'll wait and see what the call is. The try for point was successful by Rome. Just a rollout pass play to Trumlett from Mike Thomas, but we'll wait and listen to the official here.
You have offensive pass interference, number 84.
So Roberti is nailed for offensive pass interference.
Pass interference on the extra point attempt for Rome. They will go again for the point from the...
So that will... is ordinarily a loss of down type of penalty, actually. I wonder what they do here. I don't think you can lose your chance.
Offensive pass interference, number 84. Also a loss of down. Points no good.
Well, there you go. Lost it down. You only got 1 down, so see you later. No point for RFA as the fans start to kick up a ruckus. So it'll be just a 12-0 game. But the key thing is the insurance touchdown for the Black Knights of RFA. And with 8:10 to go, they lead it by a score of 12. Back here at RFA, you can see how upset Tom Hoke is with the call as that loss of down penalty, offensive pass interference, and Hoke is not getting satisfaction here in the slightest.
Referee Dick Sasson over there, Tom Hoke has had his hat on and off a couple times during the discussion, so you know he was a little bit fired up, and the discussion is all about the offensive pass interference play on the try for point.
It's a good thing we don't have a microphone down there. There you see Coach Hoke calmed a bit for the moment anyway. 12-0 RFA. They've got 8 minutes and 10 seconds between them and a very important victory. Henniger, one of the 3 teams that was just a half game back in the standings at 2-1. Next week, RFA with what would appear to be a pretty easy game against USA. You never know.
Squib kick again now for Rome.
And it squibs it. It's fallen on right at the 50-yard line, and that was a dangerous play by the Henniger up man, but it ends up being excellent field position as a fine play by Mark Button sets up his team with very good field position and the chance to get a quick touchdown and get back in this game.
I'm sure that ball was supposed to be kicked over the head of the first players and just kicked along the ground as deep as possible, but that ball, just a low line drive kick right at the very first player that it came to.
So it'll be Burnham now on
Ball carried by Davis.
the give off the left side to Davis, and Jim Davis surges forward for a few yards. What that short kick did was actually give Henniger the opportunity to run a regular offense here. If they can score before there are 3 minutes or so to go, they still have a chance in this game. If they got it deep in their own territory, they might have really had to start throwing the football. 2nd down, 5 yards to go. Gibbs straight up the middle to Davis once again, and he's not going too far. This time, I believe we had a fumble, and RFA has the football. John Thomas gets his 2nd fumble recovery of the year, and RFA may have gotten the final nail in the coffin there with that one, as they have the opportunity to take over the football and try to put this one away, at least as far as running the clock is concerned.
Couldn't tell if Thomas just stripped the ball from the ball carrier or if he picked it up off the ground. But a big turnover there.
Henniger barely gets their defensive team on the field, and they'll call a timeout because big number 78, Ruggiero, was late getting out there. So they'll take the timeout here. Tom Hoke will come out and talk to his troops as we have 7:06 to go here in the 4th quarter. RFA sitting on a 2-touchdown lead. There you see the situation, and it's an even better situation than just 12-0 for RFA as they have the football and they have the clock on their side. 7:06 to go as perhaps the last couple minutes of a football game that RFA is involved in won't be exciting tonight.
Well, ball's right at the 45-yard line. If they can pick up a couple first downs, you'd have to think that would pretty much put the game out of reach for Henniger.
Up to the line comes Thomas, who's done a fine job of running the team tonight and a good job throwing as well. He gives it to Gray off the right side. Gray surges ahead for about 5. This is the portion of the game last week where he just about ran out the clock by himself.
Same play that RFA scored their second touchdown on. Eric Gray just following the fullback through the hole off the right side.
Team effort tonight will have a tough decision for the Revere Copper Products Player of the Game, good for a $100 scholarship. The give goes to Gray. Gray's got a first down. He's got more. He's well inside the territory of the Henniger Black Knights, and it's a first down.
Sean Burke.
The clock will stop now while the chains are moved, and then it'll start back up as soon as they're set. RFA going to just keep the ball on the ground here. 6 minutes, 30 seconds and counting now in the fourth quarter. RFA can keep the ball on the ground, keep picking up the first downs. It's going to run the clock out, and Henniger, with that offensive attack that they have, they take an awful lot of time when they have to try to score some points. They don't throw the ball well at all.
First down and 10 to go. Give goes to the fullback Mays, straight ahead, the dive, good for 3. It's really been the RFA defense taking over in this game tonight, Doug, and Henniger has looked good at the start on offense, and then only occasionally the rest of the game have they been able to do anything.
That's been a situation that momentum has swung back and forth early in the game, and then as the game wore on, RFA just really dominated offensively.
And penalties have really hurt Henniger in this game, keeping them from getting any kind of momentum in the ball game. Second down and 7 yards to go. Make it 6. From inside the 40-yard line. Thomas taking the long count. Gives to Gray. Gray bulling ahead, pushing forward. Flag flies. As Gray takes it yardage close to a first down, but the late flag came flying in.
A couple of players tangled up in the middle of that pile of players down there. The rest of them all standing over top the pile.
And holding against the offense, number 64.
Well, that'll set things back a little bit for RFA, but we'll give them another play on this series of downs. Next Saturday, you can see RFA football once again here on WTUV Sports as the Black Knights take on local rival, the Utica Raiders, who are struggling mightily in the Onondaga League. And talked to Coach Art Selta this week, and none too pleased that his team has to play in the league right now without a transition period.
A situation where I'm sure they're going to take their lumps in the early part until they really get the program established in USA, and I'm sure it's only a matter of time before they become very competitive.
Second down, 13 yards to go as the clock starts up again with 5:16 to go here in the final quarter. Thomas on the draw. Gray is only going to get back to the line of scrimmage as he's belted by 4 or 5 Henniger defenders led by Matt Bucci, the 190-pound senior.
The first player there for Henniger is Gray. Just had no room at all trying to go off the left side. You think a passing situation here, third down and 12 or 13 yards to go for the first down.
Thomas has been very effective in the game today in all areas, but especially throwing the football. Let's see if they will decide to put it up. Of course, that would stop the clock with an incompletion. Here's the pitch play to Gray. They'll play it safe. Gray trying the right side. Gray is not going to get anywhere near the first down.
Eric Gray again, the ball carrier for
And RFA will be forced to punt the football away, but they'll be under 4 minutes to go when Henniger gets the football back, and I think we're going to see a new quarterback.
32, 4th and 10.
As warming up for quite a while now has been Tony Dorderer. And Dorderer obviously has a better arm. Burnham has thrown only 2 passes in the game, and they both have shown that he is an option quarterback.
Well, I think the most successful pass play that they had was a ball actually that was intercepted, but the pass was on target, and that being thrown by the halfback pass James Temple as he come out on a halfback option play. And we have a dead ball foul here as RFA lets him just stay right in the huddle and take the time off the clock, take the 5-yard penalty. They're going to punt the ball. Anyways, actually giving the punter a little more room to go ahead and kick the ball away. As you look at the large crowd here at Warrenton Academy Stadium.
Large chilly crowd on this night. The only thing, saving grace, really, there's absolutely no wind tonight. If there'd been some wind, it could have been a little uncomfortable here at the stadium. It'll be Caldwell ready to kick it away. Snap is a good one. Gets away a good kick. Fair catch will be made by Henderson at about the 15-yard line. So that's where the ball will be taken over by Henniger, 85 yards away from one touchdown, but they need two. As RFA leads it 12. 3 minutes, 38 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. RFA perhaps with their first comfortable victory of the year, as they are on the verge of moving to 3-1-1 in the season and 3-0-1 in Class AA play. Henniger needs a last-minute miracle to say anything about it here. They're going to run the football. McCoy blasted. I believe there's a fumble on the play, and I think RFA has it. Well, Manuel McCoy pretty much looked like he quit. As he didn't seem to care too much there, and he fumbled the football away, and that's going to just about do it. And you can't really understand running the football in that situation.
No, you really can't. At least not a straight-ahead fullback dive play. Anyways, maybe you want to try a reverse, maybe you want to try something that somebody hasn't seen anyways.
You don't need one touchdown, you need two. Even one, it would have been difficult to run it. Here's first down carry by Gray. Gray against a obviously disheartened Henniger team is inside the 15 into the 14. Let's see a replay of the fumble. The disinterested McCoy goes through the line and has the ball knocked away. Here on see who's in on the hit. We should be able to get a look at who caused that fumble as the ball will come loose. And McCoy took a monster hit for his troubles as well, and that sets up RFA now with a second down after the pickup by Gray of 6 yards. Here's the pitch to Henderberg. Henderberg is close to a first down, maybe. Fans crying for a face mask. Actually, somebody had him by the shoulder pad, and it'll be a third down play now as the clock runs inside 2.5 minutes to go. Mittens in October. It's a little too much for me, Doug. Early October, too. You see some of the fans. And they're just about to file out of here, a happy bunch, as Thomas once again will take his time about taking the snap on a third down and 2 yards to go. Here's the give on the right side to Gray, and he very easily gets the first down and then sort of gingerly lays down. Don't want to get hurt at this point in the football game.
They unstack the pile. RFA will have the first down. The clock is stopped while they move the chains.
I've got my choice for, see if we agree. I think Mike Thomas was the player of the game. He did many things well, ran the offense, but got the passing game going, and I think the passing game really was the key to the game tonight.
Well, I think that's what was the big part of RFA's offense. The running game obviously there. Perhaps the running game set up the passing game a little bit, and RFA could pass at will. The patterns that they ran were open constantly, and Mike Thomas doing an excellent job.
Thomas, the Revere Copper Products player of the game, as Henderberg gets it. Massive hole on the left. He's still moving forward. Can't quite get into the end zone. It's actually probably better off for RFA because they'll run a little more time off the clock before they knock in this touchdown. Here you see some of our technical crew. I think the hardest thing in the world has got to be trying to make a goal line stand when you have absolutely no chance left in the football game. I'd say the odds of a touchdown here are mighty good.
Well, I think we've got to give some credit to Henderberg. He has an outstanding game playing both ways.
He has.
He's put in there at the tailback spot. I'm sure a little bit unexpectedly.
And there it is. Thomas falls in for the touchdown.
By number 10, Mike Thomas,
So those wonderful air horns go off as RFA puts the clincher on this game. Not like they needed those 6 points, but what the heck. Thomas gets a touchdown there, and RFA now will surely be moving to 3-0-1 next week against USA. Game here at RFA, kind of game that perhaps the worry of Tom Hogue might be to get his team up for the game against the USA team that's getting beat badly every week.
Well, that's true, and it'll be interesting to see how they do it. Massetti in the kick now for Rome.
They're going to try a different kicker here. And the kick is up, and it is good. Perhaps RFA found themselves a new extra point man there as Massetti tacked on the extra point after the sneak by Thomas, and that makes the extra point good. And RFA has a 19-0 lead in the waning moments of this ballgame. We'll be right back. RFA rocking and rolling their way to an easy one here. The second half pretty much all RFA, and RFA football here is brought to you by Schuss Ski Shop. Owned by experienced skiers. Ask about cross-country and downhill ski packages. Knutson's Auto and John Deere dealership. Your Detroit connection. Buy for less. Engelbert's Jewelers, downtown Rome in the New Hartford Shopping Center as we watch the kickoff. It's a good one. All the way back to Henderson. Henderson gingerly moves out towards the 25-yard line, now trying to reverse his field. Coming back the other way. Henderson's got a chance to make some yardage here as he's out to the 40-yard line, or 35, and across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Also bringing you RFA football, the Quality Inn of Rome, with live entertainment in the Gazebo Lounge and the Shalimar restaurant located at Erie Boulevard in James, and Small World Boutique with ladies' clothes, sizes 3 to 11, 208 North Madison Street in Rome. As we mentioned, there's the ball game you'll be able to see next week.
One time a very big rivalry between the old Central Oneida League teams, the Utica Raiders now, as opposed to the Utica Free Academy.
First down play now, the throw down the left side by the reserve quarterback, Gorderer, and that's incomplete. The second down and 10, 35 seconds to go.
RFA was just about a completely brand new defensive team in there. Looks like just about all second teamers in there for Rome now defensively.
And I think those second team defensive backs would be wise to just get way back. Nobody wants to get burned here in the last 35 seconds. Coach, these guys probably dream about grabbing a quick interception as they throw the slant pass. Incomplete. It'll be third down.
Number 80.
This week on Public People, Private Lives.
RFA is about to win their 9th game in 10 matchups with Henniger. RFA right now playing with 10 players. That doesn't matter. The fans notice it as well. And they run the ball. Well, that's going to be an interesting way to cap off this ball game. A third down and 10 run, down 19-0.
Number 72.
And that could well be the last play of the football game, unless they ran and then called a timeout. How do you like that one, Doug?
Well, perhaps just to get some different ball players into the game. That's the only reason why I think a coach would ever call a timeout here.
You're a nice guy.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say it was a poor coaching move, but why else would you call a timeout? I don't really know. We see the coach out there now for Henniger.
On the next...
On fourth down. He's back to throw. They set up the screen. It's complete. Grabbed by Caparuccio. Caparuccio looking for some place to fall down. He makes the first down. Clock will be stopped with 12 seconds to go.
Number 66, John LaSalle. Number 81.
And the clock will start up after they get the sticks marked, as see the fans are waving. Get that hand fixed up.
Looks like we have another timeout being called now.
Now they're not going to go down without a fight. 12 seconds to go. They get the first down. RFA, of course, this is their last home game of the season. See, Doug, they don't want to see me. They're behind the monitor there. And there's Doug Meese. It's brought to you tonight's game along with Myself, Danny Klinkscale, here on WTUV, as a couple snaps maybe to go as this timeout goes on. 2 road games to go after the home game, and those indeed could be important ones as RFA tries to go for the league title. Only blemish on the record thus far, the tie, but everybody else has at least 1 loss.
Who can figure the league out? I think it's going to be just a situation where any night of a league competition, you're just not going to know who's in the driver's seat. It's going to be a real dogfight right down to the end.
Dotterer now will try to make one more attempt, as you see next week's game. Dotterer rolling to his right, setting up, flinging it downfield, and they jockey for position, and it's incomplete. 5 seconds to go now.
Knocked down by John Thompson.
John Thompson there defensively for Rome from his defensive back position.
And mercifully, there'll be one more play left in this game, as RFA, a happy club, obviously, because this point in the games previous, the game has been on the line just about every time with 5 seconds to go. Last second field goal missed by CNS. Last second interception last week. Tie game the week before. Here's Dotterer back to throw. Time runs out as Dotterer rolls to his right. Looking for someone to throw to. He fires away. Incomplete. And that'll be the ball game. The Black Knights of RFA win game number 3 of the season as they take a 19-0 victory over Henniger, scoring 3 times in the ball game. The first half on a 68-yard drive. Mays capping it off with a 1-yard run. The kick was wide to the right. The key in that drive, a Thomas to Bennett 33-yard pass. Halftime, it was 6-0. In the second half, a 39-yard drive by RFA, capped off by a 6-yard Gray run, and then Thomas's 1-yard sneak to wrap things up. The Revere Copper Products player of the game is indeed junior quarterback Mike Thomas, as he directed the offense well, threw well, and scored a touchdown to cap off the victory as well. As you've seen a couple times, next week RFA goes against Utica Senior Academy, the Raiders, and that'll come your way at 2 o'clock on Saturday. Of course, the game Friday night at RFA Stadium, the last home game of the football season. Good performance tonight by the Black Knights.
Well, the Black Knights played well on both sides of the football. They played a good, strong defensive game. They knew they were going to have to stop the run. They did that. They did that well. And I think offensively, they finally got some momentum. They were able to build a couple of good scoring drives and mix the pass and run up and kept the defensive unit for Henniger off stride.
So that'll do it here from RFA Stadium. RFA with their most impressive performance of the season, at least as far as the victory is concerned. Some may say the Brockton game might have been a better performance, but certainly easier on the nerves for Coach Tom Hoke and his coaching staff. The final score for the final time. RFA beats Henniger by a score of 19-0, and you've been watching RFA Football on WTUV Sports.